Thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring a portion of this video. Good morning. If you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in what it's like to work from home as a creative director / YouTuber / illustrator. And you're in the right place. We'll get to that. But first, everybody, let's just touch some grass. You know, it's so early. Let's do that. Let's enjoy some nature. Also, hi, I'm Kathleen. I post videos mostly about thrifting, and I'm really glad you're here. Let me tell you a little bit about today. I have a pretty busy day today. Ow, my butt. Ow. Oh, sorry. I do have a pretty busy day today, which is not something that I like about a day, but here I stand. I didn't feel like standing anymore. Today we've got some YouTube work to do in the morning, then once the workday starts we got some meetings. Very exciting. But I also have to make a cool animation for work this week, which is not usually a thing I get to do, so I think that'll be pretty fun. But before any of that can happen, I need to go get dressed. Shall we pick out an outfit? We shall. Welcome to my 100% thrifted closet. Well, okay, it's like 99.999% thrifted. My styling process recently has been to find one thing that I'm like excited about wearing and kind of building the outfit around that. That's been working out well. It's not revolutionary. I'll give you 3 guesses as to what's on my t-shirt. Underneath my skeleton. Another smaller skeleton. Are we surprised? Stinking big pants, little shirts. Big pants, little-ish shirt. I need to iron it. Maybe we'll choose a different one. Little shirt. Welcome to my office / art studio / YouTube filming space. Also, here's the fit. I zhuzhed the hair a little bit, although it's still drying. And I have some cute thrifted jewelry. I spend a lot of time in this room and it pretty much gets messy every single day. So usually the first thing I do is tidy it up. I'll put on a podcast, maybe some music, and kind of just bustle around, make the place look presentable. It's an awesome low effort, low brain activity to do before diving into whatever the day has in store. We've got the hydrator, the caffeinator, and a fun little drink that keeps my brain happy. Okay, I've got about an hour until I need to start work. I live in the Eastern time zone and my team works in the West Coast. On the West Coast. So I usually start around 10 my time, which leaves me a little flexibility to work on YouTube stuff in the morning. Alright, so before we get started with filming, I like to map out the day so I kind of know what I'm prioritizing and what's coming down the pike. What's gonna happen. This is also a great time to mention that I asked y'all on Instagram if you had any questions about working from home. And yes, a lot of people asked, how do you do it? How do you balance it all? Poorly is the answer. That's not completely true. One real way that I balance having a full-time job and another kind of full-time job is with good old-fashioned pen and paper. I crave organization. My brain is not good at doing it. So I've tried many different ways to organize my life, and this is where I've landed right now, and it's working pretty well for me. I use 2 journals in my system. One is like a daily to-do list, and one is more of a classic bullet journal, kind of a life organizer. We've got monthly spreads, a year at a glance, I've got an index going on. In the past, I've tried to be way more involved, having habit trackers and that kind of thing, but I just found that I don't really use it. So this is pretty darn functional. And then, look at this little guy, so cute. I've got daily to-do lists in here. This journal is cool because it has these little perforated corners that you can tear off, so it's easy to get to the page that you need to get to. So let's put together our to-do list for the day. have a visitor. Did you have a rough night? Yeah. You're so nasty. Oh. This is Kashi, by the way. He's our HR manager at the home office. Okay, so you saw on the list that this is an awkward height. I need to film a try-on for the thrifting video that's gonna go live last week. I think it's already live. And then I also am hoping to film a YouTube short too, if I have time. Today's is gonna be, I think, my vintage clip-on earring collection. Does anyone care? I don't know. We'll see. So I'm gonna film and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, wish me luck. Did you wish me luck? Okay, thanks. Now time to film my short. Speaking of short, I'm running short on time. Got all my miscellaneous little jewelry boxes, and we're gonna put together my favorite vintage clip-on earrings. These actually weren't originally clip-ons, but I have these adapters where you stick the post through the back, and then it becomes a clip-on. Filming is done. I think that's all I have time for this morning. I was hoping I might get to edit a little bit, but that'll have to wait until after work. This work that I'm about to do. Film Detroit try-on, check. Film Detroit outro, check. Make jewelry short, check. Now we can move on to the bulk of how I spend my day. My real job. A couple people asked on Instagram, do you work outside of YouTube? Oh yeah, I get paid a little bit from AdSense, but not enough to live off of. It's really only enough to pay for my habit. My habit being thrifting, not something more diabolical. But for work, here's the nitty gritty. I'm an associate creative director at Adobe, and I focus pretty specifically on learning content and tutorials. So teaching people how to use Photoshop and Lightroom and other things. I'm part of the internal creative studio at Adobe, and we mostly work in a campaign cycle. So for example, here's the most recent campaign I worked on and we wrapped it up. It's the reason I was in Japan in November. And my main purpose was developing these Lightroom tutorials alongside our artist, Koki Yamaguchi. He has a YouTube channel. You should go check it out. We just started a new campaign, but we're still kind of in the doldrums in between, which is why I'm working on a TikTok today. It's not what I usually do. And I'm getting flashbacks to seeing TikToks of tech girlies being day in the life working at Google. And then the comments are this is why there are tech layoffs. You don't do anything. And I think they might just have a complicated relationship and negative emotions towards young women, but that's just what I'm thinking. Enough of that. Enough. So, before we get started, let's talk about my workspace, shall we? I spend a lot of time at this desk and in this room in general. I do my editing here, I do my creative directing here, I watch YouTube here. So it's super important for me to have a workspace that is cute, flexible, and functional. And that's where my gorgeous new Pro Plus standing desk E7 from FlexiSpot comes in. FlexiSpot was kind enough to send this over to me for review purposes. And when I say this bad boy is a game changer, I mean it. Listen, this is what I've been using for the last 4 years as a desk. I know, jump scare. It's literally a kitchen table that I got for $15 from the thrift store, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know I'm a big fan of getting secondhand things. But now that I have this bad boy, I feel fancy. Here are the stats. I can achieve optimal ergonomic efficiency by programming my sitting and standing heights into the E7's premium keypad. Yes, that is a USB port. And with the tap of a button, I can harness all the standing energy in the northern hemisphere. The dual motor lifting system and super stable C-frame that can hold up to 355 pounds means that I don't have to worry about any of my sweet baby tchotchkes falling to their deaths. Even when this E7 standing desk is raised to its highest height, she doesn't even wobble. She's built different. I mean, unless you shake it really hard, but also you can choose from a lot of different worktop combinations, so I went with this eco-friendly bamboo top that I think looks so good with all of the wood in my office. I also went for the super helpful power strip and this sneaky little drawer for all of my secrets. Also, did I mention there's a 30-day risk-free return policy and a 15-year warranty? So if you've been thinking about investing in a nice new standing desk and you're scared by the price of the Herman Millers of the world, just go directly to FlexiSpot and your wallet Well, thank you. So if you're interested in checking out FlexiSpot, you can check out the link in my description and use my code. Thanks, FlexiSpot. I like to have a really creative, not cluttered, but visually entertaining workspace. And I haven't really had the chance to do that yet. So I'm thinking we could do a little bit of curating together. Let's get macro with this. Okay, I've literally had this GG face magnet blind box since Christmas and I haven't opened it. I've been waiting for this exact moment. Which one do we want? I like the ones most where his mouth is closed or small. No mouth is good mouth. Oh, it's big. What the heck? I don't see any mouth. I literally got the perfect one. No mouth Gigi. How cute. It is time to meet with my manager. That feeling when you're the only one in the meeting, so you just stare at yourself and make funny faces and hope no one comes in. Hell yeah! Oh. The best part about working from home is eating lunch with your spouse who also works from home. Wow, lunch and a show.
Os pés no chão, nas mãos o tempo, no peito o coração só faz esperar, e ali na boca o que estou por falar. Saudade é amor pra amanhã. O tempo passa muito lento, as cores na janela mudam de tom. A noite é longa e sem sono nenhum. Saudade é amor pra amanhã. De dia a saudade passou, a espera tem fim. Eu estou bem pertinho de você, meu amor.
So here's the sitch on this TikTok animation thing I'm doing for work today. A few folks were asked to make pieces of art that reflect certain core values of the company, and I chose be genuine. I immediately knew that I wanted to do some sort of frame-by-frame collage animation, so I'm currently searching around for good textures to use in that. I thought paper texture would pair nicely with a more hand-drawn, whimsical style, so I also collected some inspo there. I love these drawings by Picasso. They're so different from his more famous, cubist work. So the main idea behind my art is create what's true to you and the world will follow suit. It centers around the idea that when you're completely yourself, it helps others feel like they can be themselves, and that's how new, beautiful things can be made. Visually, I'm representing the idea by animating a vessel that grows beautiful flowers that the world can take and use as inspiration. I'm also gonna do Foley work for this. Yeah, I'm getting into it. I'd say this is about half done, and I have so many layers in this file. It's kind of bonkers bozo bonkers. I think I'm gonna stop here for the night, but this TikTok will be live by the time this video is live, so here is the final product. And I'll put the link to the final TikTok down below if you want to go check it out and give me some hype in the chat on the official Adobe TikTok. That'd be nice. The dark and evil urge and need I have for a Dr. Pepper right now. It's insatiable. I must go. I played lacrosse when I was in high school. I don't know if you can see this. And they gave us beer mugs when we graduated. So if that tells you anything about my high school experience. All right, as we near the end of the day, let's chat. Let's talk work-life balance. How tall can I make this chair? Did any of y'all play MapleStory? When I make this chair super tall, it reminds me of the AFK thrones that people would use, the really high-powered people. I was never one of them, but now I can be one in real life. You know who was one of them? Gus. Are you surprised? Why am I getting out of the chair? I need to stay in the chair. Going back to the Q&A, like I mentioned at the start of the video, a lot of y'all asked about like organization, work-life balance, especially when you have a lot going on outside of work. Like if you have a personal passion project like this YouTube channel is for me, how do you make it all happen? Well, we talked about in the beginning, staying organized in a way that works well for your brain. For me, 'tis my journals. But there's also the question of the balance. Because if you're a creative person or you love what you do, it can be hard to walk away from work, especially when it's your passion. And I can say the YouTube channel is my passion, but also my job. I love my job. I have a lot of fun doing it. Sometimes it's hard to walk away from it at the end of the day, especially because I work from home and there isn't an office to back home transition. So what I've found working from home these last couple years is that I have to create that transition for myself physically. Like I physically need to move my body out of this room somewhere else for a good reason. And luckily, I have a sweet little pup who likes to take a walk and eat dinner around the end of my workday. So that is my good reason to get my butt up and get outside. And that's about it. Got about an hour until human dinner needs to happen, so I'm gonna edit the clips that I took today. Had a little change of scenery just to kind of take me away from my office, give me some fresh eyes, and then I'm just gonna chill. So I hope you've enjoyed spending the day with me. I know this is a new type of video on my channel, a little more vloggy. And if you liked it, give her a like and let me know down in the comments. Thank you again to FlexiSpot for sending over my beautiful new workstation. And again, my link is in the description if you'd like to get a little bit of a discount on a desk of your own. Next week is gonna be a fun video. I don't wanna give too much away, but we're gonna be experimenting a bit. So if you'd like to come back, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And for now, I'll leave you with my Thrifty Finds playlist so you can binge to your heart's content. I hope you know I think you're very stinky, and I love you. Have a great week. Bye.